Hey Algebra 1, Mr. Chapter here to talk to you about linear inequalities. So first of all, a linear inequality looks just like a linear equation, but instead of having an equal sign, it has an inequality symbol, like a greater than or equal to, one of those, okay? Its graph is a region of the coordinate plane bounded by a line, alright? So these are going to look a little different. We're going to have a normal line just like this, but linear inequalities, we will also have some shading. You will either shade above the line or you will shade below the line. We'll talk about that in the next video. The boundary line is the line that divides the coordinate plane into two regions. So this right here is known as your boundary line. Okay, this right here is known as your boundary line. We'll call it the BL, boundary line. Okay? The boundary line is a dashed line when the inequality symbol is strictly greater than or less than. Okay? That gives you the dashed line. And then if it's a greater than or equal to, or a less than or equal to, it is now a solid line like shown in the picture. Alright? So check out the next video to try an example. Hey Algebra 1, Mr. Chapter here with an example of a linear inequality. Let's take a look at this guy. So y is greater than negative 1/3 x plus 2. So step 1 is to graph the boundary line. This right here is the boundary line, just with an equal sign. So really what the first step is to graph this line, okay? Let's go ahead and do that. Y-intercept is 2, and a slope is negative 1/3. That's down 1, right 3. Down 1, right 1, 2, 3. Down 1, right 1, 2, 3. Now I also could go up 1 and left 3. Up 1 and left 3. Okay? Now before I make my line, it's very important to look at the symbol in between the equation right here. This symbol right here is a greater than. Because it is a greater than, that means I have a dashed line. Okay? There's no or equal to. So I make my line dashed. Okay? That's a dashed line. Now last step. You have to ask yourself, am I talking about solutions greater than this boundary line, or am I talking about solutions less than the boundary line? Well, it's a greater than symbol, so that means I'm talking about solutions greater than my boundary line. And what that means is I need to shade above the boundary line. Okay? Above the boundary line. So that's where I would shade. Had this been a less than inequality, I would have shaded below my boundary line instead of above the boundary line. Everything inside this shaded region right here, so like this point, this is the point 1, 2, 3, comma 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every point in the solution, every point in the shaded region rather, is a solution to the inequality. So this point 3, comma 5 is a solution to the inequality. Also this point, and this point, and this point up here, and this point over here, those are all solutions, all right? Because the line is dashed, the points on the line itself are not solutions to the inequality. If you plugged in a point on the line, for example, if we plugged in 0, 2 into the inequality, it would not come out to be a true statement, so therefore they're not solutions to the line. Okay?